Right folks, it just popped up on Facebook. It had been on for 42 minutes. I said I'm coming to pick it up. 20 quid, lawnmower. Let's get it out. Right, well as I say, it just popped up and it's an SP470, which is one of the ones that I like actually buying because it's a good all-round lawnmower. And let's have a look at it. Right, now what attracted me was that he said it had been in his garage over the winter period. He went to start out this year. It took trouble starting. It started and kept cutting out. So that's all that was wrong with it. The deck is lovely. When I say lovely, it's nice and solid. There was no signs of any perforation. All the stickers were there. It was the easy to work on Briggs & Stratton Classic 35 engine. It's self-propelled, so that's another bonus. It looks like he's had a look at it. Look, as you see, most people, when they start to work on these, they don't know where that screw is under that label there, and they just sort of, when they do find it, they rip the label off and all that. So that shows that someone's had a look at it. Look, he's probably tried to have a go at it himself, but then he's given up. It comes with a grass box as well. So anyway, let's get it out and see what we got. Now, I don't like picking blinking lawnmowers up in my car, but what can you do? There we go. Get it down there like that. Let's pull that cable over there like that. All the cables are there, all the knobs are on it. Normally when you're buying sort of lawnmowers in this sort of price range, 20 quid, there's normally something missing, and that's the reason what attracted me, and you've got to be there straight away. Let's put that other handle around there. Just do that up. Because the thing is, when you're buying lawnmowers second hand, if you have got bits missing, if you don't carry a stock of these sort of lawnmowers, then it can cost quite a few bob to replace things like the little knobs, the handle knobs and all that. But this thing is actually all there. Everything's on it. So when you do look at your listings, just have a good look at the photographs when you're going to buy one. Just make sure that everything is there. Now this one even comes with the tiny little Allen key that you see in there, which tightens up the handles there. You see, every time you see these, they've never got the Allen key in there like that, look. And this one's actually got it, which is a nice thing. It's got plenty of tread left on the tyres. All 4 tyres, that is. As you can see. The grass box is in good order. The deck is definitely worth doing. That'll come up with a good clean up, that will. And both cables are nice and free and operating, which is a good sign as well. So all this is going to basically need is a good clean up, hopefully a service, and this should sort it out. Let's get in the garden. Right, let's get this lawnmower in. Turn it round first. Get the grass bag off it. Don't need that on it while we're putting it up on the loft. On the lift, rather. Bring that up on the ramp. There we go. Just start to bring it up a little bit. There we go. Take that out of the way. And let's get that up in the air. There we go, right to the top of its travel. Out you go, Merlin, go on. Right, so up on the workbench, I'm going to do a carb service on it. There's something not quite right with that pull cord there, as you can see. I'm not too sure, maybe it's just a bit too long. What we're hoping to do with this lawnmower is to flip it with spending as little money as we can on it. Every lawnmower that I send out, I'd like to give it a service. I like new oil in it, new air filter or clean air filter, new spark plug, and also carb, diaphragm and gasket set. That's the least I want to be able to do to these lawnmowers, and hopefully this one is going to be the same. We'll find no other problem with it. I also like to sharpen the blade as well. But let's start off getting this cover off. So we just undo that. That allows us to just hook that off and pull that. There is one on the back there as well, folks, so obviously this has been off for someone having a look at it. Right, so that's the cover off. So we're going to come in here and get the air filter off, and we're looking for oil underneath there, and it looks like it's been semi-serviced. It looks pretty clean, I would imagine. Yeah, it looks like someone's actually oiled that filter, although I will give it a good clean out and a re-oil again, because there is a bit of black residue on there. We all know the two screws that hold these on are either 3/8 or 10mm this side. or 13mm or 1/2 inch on that side, depending on what country you're in and what age the mower is. So looking at this one, let's try 10mm at the front. See, 10mm loose on that, so that will be a 3/8. So if I go to the 3/8 spanner there, socket there, 3/8 fits a lot better. So this is actually 3/8 and 1/2 inch. So if you're actually servicing the carb on one of these, you only need one of these small socket sets really. This is a 1/4 inch drive socket set. So if you're in the market to try and earn a few extra quid doing up these lawnmowers, providing you buy the right one, another one that's got all the bits to it, and basically just needs a service, you can get away with sort of repairing one of these for about £10. And you'll get this time of year, this is January, February, sort of pre-start of the new season, people do tend to pull their lawnmowers out, try and start them. If they have trouble starting and they think, oh, just get a new one. And that's what people would think when they do that. And that becomes your buying opportunity. If you know how to spot a decent mower for about 20 quid or whatever, you can make a lot of money. This thing should go for about £100, I'm hoping anyway, when it's all done. So to remove this, obviously, we've got a little rubber bung there, which joins up our breather. We pull it off of the inlet manifold. We just tip the tank, and there's a little dogleg lever there, as we well know, that takes the throttle control off. And that's it, that's that off. That can now be serviced individually. That's the little spacer bar that goes on there just up behind the tank, so keep that to one side. And to get that carb off and the fuel tank assembly, that's all we've had to take off. Look, that little thing there. We'll take the spark plug out because we want to make sure that everything seems to be running okay by the colour of the plug as well. So we just undo that and remove that. So the reason why I say stick to these classic engines is because they're very simple to work on. Now, as we can see, that's been running a little bit rich because it's a little bit black in places, and that would indicate probably a dirty air filter, or it may have been burning oil because it might have been overfilled. We haven't checked the oil yet, so at the moment we've got two reasons why that's probably running rich. One, that it could be overfilled, and the other one is that it's got a dirty air filter. I would say that's probably going to be the case in this lawnmower. So because we seem to have a bit too much pull cord coming out, now that might not be an issue. Sometimes they have a clamp up the top here, and all you basically do is that could be up there like that with a little clamp that sits up there. So there's a good chance that that's missing on this one. So if I've got a spare one, I could put that up there, and that, in which case that pull cord could be long enough. So I'm going to take the cover off as well. And to do that, again, you've got three either 10mm or 3/8 bolts that live one on each side and one at the front. So I'll take them off. And I like to take this off because, as I said, this lawnmower, because it was running and cutting out, so he said, it could have an issue with the kill cable, which runs down by the flywheel. Sometimes if people have tampered about with these, that kill cable can rub on the flywheel when the engine rotates, and sometimes that can now and again touch the flywheel and cause it to cut out. So I want to take that off and just make sure that that kill cable is clear of the rotating flywheel at the top there. Okay, right, let's lift that off. Sometimes these have got the plastic dipstick tube in there, which this one has got attached. And I can automatically see already by the state of that dipstick that that's well overfilled anyway. I don't know if you can see that there. That's where the full line is there. And I can see it's actually filled up to way past. So there's a very good chance that the reason why this is burning the bit of oil is because it's overfilled, and it's probably sucking up oil through this little breather tube there and into the carb, and then it's probably burning a little bit of oil that way. So it's well over full. Being well over full on these lawnmowers is just as bad as being way too low, so just remember that. And that could be a reason why they're smoking as well. People think that the engines are worn out, but it's not. It's because they're overfilled. Although the oil is clean, absolutely spotlessly clean, as you can see. So it's been serviced, but without someone knowing what I'm telling you now. So this is something I wanted to explain to you. If you've got a lawnmower that cuts out not long after it started, or just randomly cuts out at any time, the cable from the kill switch comes from here, it runs under there. Can you see this cable here? Sometimes I've seen these just caught under that flywheel like that, and it wears through the insulation when that rotates, and every now and again it makes contact and cuts the lawnmower out, because that kills the ignition module. That goes up to the ignition module, that one there. So that's just something else to be aware of. Make sure that that cable is nowhere near that flywheel if you've got a lawnmower which cuts out for no apparent reason. So I'm happy there that that's the case. So the chances are it's obviously going to be a carb or a plug issue why this lawnmower was probably cutting out. Right, so for the moment I'm just going to stick a bit of blue roll in here, because I don't want no crap to go in there. And I'm not going to bother doing an oil change on this one, because as you've seen already, that oil is absolutely spanking clean. All I will do is drain a bit out. I've got a vacuum pump that will suck some of that oil out, because you definitely don't want that overfilled, as I said. So that's that. I'm happy with that. Right, so I'm not going to mess about with this. I'm going to put a brand new B2LM plug-in, NGK, because I do believe, although I haven't tested it, but it's all part of the servicing anyway, that this could have been a plug issue for the cutting out. Or maybe, because it's got no fuel in it as well, it might have been just run out of fuel. So just tighten that up. With a new plug, as I've mentioned before, you get a compression washer on there. Just turn it, and then I've got resistance. One little nip then, and that's it. That's all you need. I won't put that back on yet. So I'm just going to clean the body of the lawnmower down now. I've got this skunk engine degreaser here. I'll just pour some of that into a container, basically. You ain't got to go too mad. Here we go. Get an old paintbrush. All we're doing here is literally just getting rid of all the old crap that's on there, just giving it a quick brush down, make it look a bit tidier, because that's what sells your lawnmowers, folks. Just go all the way around it. So I'm just going to do this, folks, give this a good clean down, and I'll see you in a minute. Right, it's had a bit of a clean over now. One thing I've noticed here, that there's quite a bit of paint. Like, looks like paint's been spilt onto it, makes it sort of a bit patchy looking. Well, I'm going to address that. I'm going to go over this with a cutting compound and a buffing wheel, hopefully to take that off. One other thing which I missed when I was buying it, not that it matters anyway, is that you can see that one there's got the adjustable lever there. It's only a little plastic lever. This one's actually snapped off there, so I'm going to have to source another one of them. That's why it's always handy to sort of keep a certain amount of spares or whatever. But also these are very painty as well, where the paint's obviously been dropped onto them. So I'm going to take this wheel off. I'm going to paint these up, just give them a spray paint, just to tidy them up. And we can see if we can source another handle as well. And then obviously, as I said, I'm going to give the deck a buff over just to try and get rid of some of this. Right, well, before I take that wheel off, let's go outside. I can hear Gary outside. He's got a motorbike out there, one of the bikes. Let's go have a look. Where is he? Looking by that bike mark there, he's driving out on my grass. What are you doing?
Just span your grass up.
I can see that. Just span the bleeding grass up, look.
That's going to tighten down the road a bit.
Look! Unbelievable. Well, that's what he's been working on. Sounds lovely now, doesn't it?
Sounds alright, doesn't it? Nice.
I say that tapping noise has gone, isn't it? Happy days.
Get help me to try it on the road.
Right, well, I might have to nick one of your wheels off of your lawnmower. You've got a couple of mount fills out there. The front wheel, I've got the lever which is broken like that. I'll have to replace it, but I need it for my video, you see.
Well, I've got your battery on here.
You've got my battery. Unbelievable. Right, well, I'll leave that to you then. Let's go, folks. So there you go, that's the Thundercat 600. All up and running now. Very nice. Right, what I did notice, folks, that look what he's got sitting over here, look.
I'm coming to check what you're doing.
He's got a couple of mount fills. Oh, they've got a different one. That one's got a different lever on it.
What one do you need?
I want the one with a plastic lever on the front.
That one.
Where?
The green one. On there?
That's the one. Yeah, I know. That's the one I want. That one over there. Oh, has it got one over there? Oh no, that's a different one there. All right. Well, that might go missing. What's that one there? Oh, that's a Honda Izzy over there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Got a few mowers here, folks, as you can see. All ready to be serviced up and repaired like what we're showing you in this video. Ready for the season. So that's what he's got coming up on the Project Man channel. And me at the moment, I've only got these two here, which again are waiting to be refurbed. This one, as you well know, and this one here, which you're going to see in a different video, which is having a deck change. As you can see, that deck has totally had it. You've probably seen this already if you've seen my videos. So that's what I'm in the process of doing there at the moment. So let's just remove that wheel. There we go. Little washer come off there on the inside, don't forget that. I've just dropped it, haven't I? And this is the plastic bracket that we're after, which bolts onto there, which is another 13mm bolt. Just undo that. And just take that off. There we go. That's the nut on the inside of that, which goes onto there. So all I require is that little plastic bit there. You can probably get them on the eBay as spares if you haven't got one yourself. It shouldn't be too dear. So that's as simple as it is to repair that. But all I'll do, I'll give this a little bit of a rub down, this. Give that a clean up, make it look a whole lot better, and just give it a little coat of paint. I'll do exactly the same to that one, because these are the front bits. These are the bits you see. I'm not too worried about the back wheels, because you don't see them. Right folks, I've been a bit busy. I'll show you in a minute what I've done, but I've just put this cover back on because I want to draw a bit of this oil out of this dipstick. There's way too much in it, and it's totally spotless, absolutely spotless. It doesn't look like it's done any work whatsoever. So I'm lucky enough to have an extraction tool, and all you do, you basically put your tube in there. Let's get it near up, like that. That goes down to the bottom of the sump. You push down on the handle and it sucks your oil out. Can you see how clean that is? Look, there it is coming out the tube there. Look, can you see how clean that oil is? Look, that is absolutely brand new oil. Look at the colour of that, look. So I'll just give a few pumps on there, and that'll just take a drop of that oil out. And it doesn't matter if I take too much out, because I've got oil to put back in if I need to. And all that goes into your collection tube down there. Then you just empty that into a recyclable container down your local tip or whatever. So handy tools to have. So I'll measure that in a minute, and just to show you what else I've been doing, I've put the wheels back on now, as you can see, and they look a lot better now, a lot smarter. Both adapters are back on. I've already put the carb on. I've serviced the carb up and put that back on, so I'm happy with that. I've got a brand new air filter in, so that can go on in a second. Right folks, that's where that needs to be, just on the upper level of the full mark, so I'm happy with that. Put that back in there. So we'll get that new air filter and put that on now. Just screw that up. Okay, that's that on. We'll get our main cover now and put this over the top. I'm going to put a clip. I did find a clip for that handle up there, so I'll put that on in a second. But let's just get that in there first. To say, you can normally tell when someone's been in here. There we go, that's going in. Because that sticker is ripped open. That's that one there. And this one, as I say, was undone as well, if you remember rightly. Right, okay, there we go. Just fold that back in for the moment. Nice to have that back fitted properly again. So what I've actually found in my box of spares is one of these cable retainers that actually holds the cable halfway up the handle, so that when you pull it, makes life a lot easier. And all I've got to do is just unspin off this existing nut there. Like that. Take that existing bolt out and then replace it. Put that little spacer back on. Put my knob back on. The handles look in good condition as well, so they don't need painting. Like that. And when you pull the start mechanism up, let's just get that up there. That goes around there. Like that. Through there, and there you go. That's how it's supposed to sit. So that cable can be tied around underneath with some cable ties. In fact, it'd probably be better to have that cable going over the top here, I think. Let's put it round the other way. There we go, that way. Just tie the cable down there, you see. So I've not really done a lot to this apart from clean it up, really. A little bit of paint, which we had in stock anyway. I had an air filter already in stock and a spark plug already had in stock. I didn't need to put oil in it, but even if I did, I've got plenty of that there anyway, so just cut them off. There you go. Just give it another bit of a wipe down. I've got most of that stuff off, as you can see, the paint. So that don't look too bad now, does it? As you can see, it looks a whole lot better now, so I'm happy with that. Again, just give the plastics a bit of a wipe over, just to make them look a bit better. There we go. Not spending a lot of time or money on this, folks, as you well know. But we was pretty lucky that we had that lever in stock. So if I just turn that around now, the last thing I want to check is that blade. Take that back like that. I think it's fine. That blade's got a lovely edge on it, believe it or not. So it's obviously been maintained. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to leave that. I'm happy with that. So let's pull that back down. Let's put the grass box back on it. Let's get it outside after we put that back on, because I normally leave that off when I go to start these up. And let's see if it fires up and runs. Right, folks, I suppose I better put some petrol in it. Where's the fuel? Get a bit of juice in it. I'll go and get a funnel, bear with me. Right, let's get that in now. E10 this is, unfortunately. There we go. I've got about half a tank in now. So, let's just hope she fires up, because it's untested. Screw that on there, it should prime okay. Yep, I can feel that priming lovely. Now this may smoke a bit because it might have had oil in the exhaust, so I'm not worried about that, that will burn itself off. Have we bought a pup or have we bought a good one? Let's have a look. Just starting. Oh, listen to that. Does the drive work? Yep. Drive works as well. Well, perfect. You can't grumble at that, folks. How about that? There you go, folks. All I've done is tinker about on one afternoon, and lucky enough, the only spares I really needed for it was that little lever at the front there. We put a new diaphragm and gasket in the carb. We didn't need to change the oil, but even if we did, I've got that in stock anyway. We put a new air filter on it. We basically give it a clean up, and we put a little bracket on there, which we could have probably left off, it's not a problem, but it just makes it a nicer mower when someone comes to start it. So as I say, you can make money doing this sort of stuff. Treat it as a hobby. If you enjoy doing it, it's nice to just get a little bit of income on it. So for a £20 lawnmower, I've probably spent under £10 actually. I've just bought a new plug, spark plug, which is probably £2. The air filter was about £1, so that's £3. And even if I would have put oil in, that would have only been probably about £2.50. So I've got away with possibly a £5 to service this and get it up and running. So I'll leave it there now for this one. Don't forget, if you do like my videos, do hit the subscribe button down there, ring my notification bell and set your preferences to all. That way you'll get notified every time I upload a video. I've got a playlist on repairing lawnmowers and fixing lawnmowers and stuff like that if you're interested. I'll leave that in the end card at the end of this video, where you can just click on that and have a look at my other lawnmower videos. Thanks very much, folks. Hope you've enjoyed this. I'll see you next time, and until then, bye for now.